Good day, everyone. I'm Sir R.G. Layson, your math tutor and guide on this exciting journey through the world of numbers. In this video, we will discuss all about factoring general trinomial, where ax squared plus bx plus c, where your a is equal to 1. Before we proceed to our lesson about factoring general trinomial, let us have an activity first. List all the pairs of integers or factors of the following numbers. We have 4, 8, 12, 15, and 30. So for 4, we have 1 and 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. And 2 and 4 because 2 and 2 is equals to 4. For 8, we have 1 and 8 since 1 times 8 is equals to 8. 2 times 4 is equals to 8. For 12, we have 1 and 12. We have 1 times 12. 2 and 6, we have 2 times 6 is 12. And 3 and 4 because 3 and 4 is equals to 12. For 15, we have 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. And for 30, we have 1 and 30, 2 and 15, and 3 and 10. In general, trinomials can be classified into two ways. First, the trinomial in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where your a is equals to 1, and trinomial in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where your a is not equal to 1. So in this lesson, you will first learn in factoring general trinomials where your a is equal to 1. So the following examples are trinomials on the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where your a is equal to 1. So we have here x squared plus 5x plus 6, because your a now here is 1x squared or x squared. And your another example, x squared minus 7x plus 12, where your a here is 1, and x squared plus 2x minus 15, again, where your a is equal to 1. So trinomials of this form are the product of two binomials having leading coefficients of 1. Consider the illustration below where FOIL method, so as you can remember in your elementary lesson in factoring or in grade 7 lesson in how to expand a given binomial by using FOIL method, is being applied in multiplying two binomials having coefficients of 1. So we have here an example, x plus 1 times x plus 2. So the first term, so we have x times x, we have x squared. The outer terms, we have x times 2, that's why we have 2x. The inner terms, we have 1 times x, we have 1x or x. And then the last terms, we have 1 times 2, we have 2. And then now we combine like terms. Since we have 2x plus x, so we can now have 3x plus. So we have now the final answer for the expand form for this one, or the simplified form for this one, is x squared plus 3x plus 2. So as you can see, as you can observe in the given trinomial now, we have x squared plus 3x plus 2. As you can observe, the middle term is the sum of 2 and 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And the last term is the product of 2 and 1. So they have the same factors, 2 and 1. So in finding the factoring general trinomial, all we need to do is we need to find the factor of the last term, which is the result of that product is the same with the sum of the middle term. So the factor of the sum of the middle term. So this that the coefficient of the middle term is the sum of the last term of the two binomials, and the third term is the product of the last term of the two binomials. If you're going to factor the trinomial ax squared plus bx plus c, where your a is equals to 1, you will reverse the FOIL method. These are the steps in factoring this trinomial. So first, we have to find the factors of the product of equal to the last term, which is c of the trinomial, and the sum of the middle term, which is b of the trinomial. And second, write the factored form in the trinomial following the pattern x plus or minus first factor, x plus minus second factor. The sign in the last term of the binomial factors can be minus signs depending of the sign of your middle term and your last term, or your b and c. Let's have an example. Factor x squared plus 7x plus 10. So step number 1, we need to find the factors of the given product of the equal of the last term here is 10 of the given trinomial, and the sum of the middle term is 7. Here, you're going to find the two factors of the product is 10, the last term, and the sum, who is the 7 in the middle term. So, the result must be positive and positive ang kanilang factor. So, now, for the product, so what is the factors for the product of 10? We have 1 times 10, we have 10, and then 2 times 5, we have 10. And for the sum, if you add 1 plus 10, it will come up 11. And then for 2 plus 5, you will come up 7. So, the combination is 2 and 5. Since the product of 2 and 5 is 10 and the sum of 2 and 5 is 7, it can now satisfy the last term or the product of the last term and the sum of the middle term. And now we follow x plus first factor and x plus the second factor. So we have now x plus 2 times x plus 5. So example number 2, we have x squared minus 9x plus 18. So first, we need to find the factors of the given product equal to the last term, which is 18, and the middle term, which is 9x or negative 9. Here, we are going to find the product of 18 and whose sum is negative 9 or the middle term. So the result must be negative. The factor must be negative and negative since the last term is positive. Diba? Negative times negative is positive. And then, now we can now find the factor of the product. We have what are the factors of 18? We have negative 1 times negative 18. We have positive 18. Negative 2 times negative 9. We have positive 18. Negative 3 times negative 6. We have positive 18. And the sum for the factors, we have negative 1 plus negative 18. We have negative 19. Negative 2 plus negative 9. We have negative 11. Negative 3 plus negative 9 equals to negative 3 plus negative 6, we have negative 9. So, the correct combination is negative 3 and negative 6. Since the product of the last term, we have negative 3 times negative 6 is equal to the last term. And the sum of the negative 3 and negative 6 is equal to the middle term, which is negative 9. So, we will now follow the factor. So, since we have negative 3 and negative 6, so we will use x minus 3, x minus 6. Example number 3, factor x squared plus 2x minus 15. Step number 1, find the factors of the product equal to the last term of the trinomial and the equal to the sum of the middle term. Here, you're going to find the product of negative 15 or the last term and the sum of the middle term, which is positive 2. Since the product is negative, the number must have different signs. So, dapat negative or positive and negative. And since the sum is positive, the bigger number or the number with the greater absolute value must be positive. So, the result must be positive ang mas greater kaysa kang negative value. So, the factor for negative 15, we have negative 1 times positive 15, we have negative 15, and we have negative 3 times positive 5, we have negative 15. So, if we have the sum, we have negative 1 plus 15, we have positive 14, and negative 3 plus 5, we have positive 2. This is the correct combination. Negative 3 and positive 5 are the factors. So, in the form now, so since we have negative 3 and positive 5, so the factors are now x minus 3 times x plus 5 for the given x squared plus 2x minus 15. Example number 4, factor x squared minus 5x minus 24. Find the factors with the product equal to the last term of the trinomial and the sum of the middle term which of the trinomial. Here, you're going to find the product whose the product is negative 24, which is the last term, and whose the sum is negative 5, or the middle term. Since the product is negative, then the numbers must have been different signs, positive, negative, or negative, positive. And since the sum is also negative, that means the bigger number, the number with a greater absolute value must be negative. So that means mas greater ang absolute value natin sa negative sign dito compared to positive value. So we have here the product for negative 24. We have 1 times negative 24. We have negative 24. 2 times negative 12. That is negative 24. 3 times negative 8. We have negative 24. So let's just find the sum of the given factors. So we have 1 plus negative 24. We have negative 23. 2 plus negative 12. We have negative 10. 3 plus negative 8. We have negative 5. So that means to satisfy this one, so the product for 3 times negative 8 is negative 24, and the sum for 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5, satisfied the last term and the middle term. This is the correct combination, so 3 and negative 8 are the two factors. Since we have positive 3 and negative 8 are the factors, so the factor for x squared minus 5x minus 24 is x plus 3 times x minus 8. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've learned something out of this lesson. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can share it with your friends and your grade 8 classmates. Thank you so much again, and goodbye, everyone.